And welcome back to South Sound Stadium. Time to wrap up this broadcast with the Alderson's Awards West post-game show for trophies, awards, T-shirts, and so much more. Go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Welcome back to South Sound Stadium. Paul Beatty along with Tony Davila and Wade Schwartz and Billy Walters. Got that right? How about that? For those watching live or on demand, or if you're watching this post-game show and the recap on the Eli Sports Network, here's how we got here. Again, it was a 12-0 lead for River Ridge. They came out firing after exchange of possessions. They would score with 5:57 to go in the first on a 9-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Mapu. And PAT was no good, 6-0. River Ridge would then force Timberline to punt, and that was Dante Robinson who'd take it from his own 30 and ran it back 70 yards for a touchdown. Again, the PAT failed. It was 12-0 with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. Timberline River Ridge then recovered a kickoff and then threw a pick that was returned 48 yards, and that was Vontae Altimer who set up Timberline's first score. Timberline would go in to where it is. There it is, a 27-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Brown to Segura. Extra point was good. It was 12-7 with 3:14 to go. The next score was a safety as River Ridge was backed up on their own 4-yard line, handed the ball off in the end zone and was knocked down there, and that made it 12-9 with 8:48 to go in the half. Timberline would add to their lead. They'd go up 16-12 at halftime on a beautiful 24-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Brown to Segura. And again, that was 16-12 going to the break. In the second half, Timberline opened with possession, and they took over on their own 38-yard line, and a nice 8-play drive was capped off with a 9-yard scramble into the end zone by Jackson Brown. The PAT was good. That made it 23-12 at that point. Timberline would get the ball back after River Ridge turned it over on downs. 1-play drive, a 60-yard bomb from Brown to Mikhail Whitehead. Extra point was good, and it was all of a sudden 30-12. River Ridge would get the ball back and a 3-play drive. They had their own 38-yard hookup. That was that crazy pass down to, was it Jarrell?
Jarrell Larkins.
Jarrell Larkins went up with two defenders on his hip, pulled the ball down, and then just stepped through and walked into the end zone. The extra point was good, and that made it 30-20. Timberline would then answer with 1:56 left to play, or check that, 11:17 left to play as Jackson Brown would scramble 9 yards into the end zone, and that made it at that point 37-20. Then the craziness happened just as time is running out. River Ridge would get the ball into the end zone, and I didn't write that down. Who scored that second to last one?
1-yard touchdown run by Mapu.
Mapu, that's right. Mapu ran it in, 1-yard run in there, and that would make it an 11-point game, 37-26. The extra point failed. And then an onside kick with 13 seconds to play. They kick it. They run one play, and a 48-yard strike from Schlitzbaum to Dante Robinson again. And the final score is on the board. 37-32, and then, of course, 3 onside kicks after that, and they couldn't get the ball back, but still an interesting end to this ball game and a 5-point win for Timberline. You've got the final numbers, though, Tony.
That I do. Let's go with the home team, the River Ridge Hawks first. Schletzbaum was 7 of 15 passing for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, threw 1 interception. He also had 14 rushes for 23 yards. Berg, 16 rushes, 95 yards for him. Mapu, 8 rushes, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Gonzalez had 7 rushes for 4 yards. Robinson had 1 rush for 33 yards, 4 receptions for 99 yards, and a touchdown. Larkins, 2 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. And Lechadorus had 1 catch for 1 yard. 197 yards on the ground, 150 through the air for 347 for the game for River Ridge. For Timberline, Brown was 17 of 28 passing for 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 13 rushes for 73 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns rushing for Jackson Brown. McNeely, 6 rushes, 48 yards, 1 reception for 19. Scorna had 1 rush for 8 yards. Rith had 2 rushes for 10 yards, 2 receptions for 32 yards. Segura, 9 receptions, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Franco. Whitehead had 4 receptions for 84 yards and a touchdown, and Callahan had 1 reception for 14 yards in the first half. It was Altimer with the lone interception of the game. 139 yards on the ground, 256 through the air for 395 yards of offense for Timberline.
All right, there you have the final numbers. Time now to pick our MVPs. Let's start with the home team, the River Ridge Hawks, the MVP there. And, who do you like there, Tony?
I like Mapu. I thought he played hard on offense. He ran hard. He got 2 touchdowns in, and he played well on defense as well.
I think we did him last week, though. I'm pretty sure.
I haven't done a River Ridge game.
I think
so.
I did. Anyway, Dante Robinson, I think,
Okay.
is the MVP on this one. But I will say, I thought defensively for them, I liked Ian Williams and Brandon Noyce and Chase Hall. All had big nights. And, again, Jonathan Mapu definitely could certainly be the MVP as well. Let's get to our home team MVP.
Or our visiting.
Our visiting team MVP, the Timberline Blazers. And from the line standpoint, I thought Adam Elf had a really nice game. Mikhail Whitehead, of course, Franco Segura, Landon Risch all had big. Colby Callahan had that 1 big 4th down catch as well. Caleb McNeely played tough, but you can't get around Jackson Brown, I think, in this one.
No, 256 passing yards for 3 touchdowns, and then 73 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. You account for 5 of the touchdowns in the game. Pretty impressive comeback for Jackson Brown.
Exactly. So Jackson will be our player of the game for the Timberline Blazers. All right, that's going to do it for us. Not going to do it for us for the weekend. Tomorrow, Tony, you and Wade and Joe Withy have a big game up in Sumner. Sumner hosting Graham Kapowsin, 2 undefeateds, both 6-0 in the SPSL 4A. I will be headed up to Burien at 4 o'clock for Kennedy Catholic and Kent Ridge. And then also at 5 o'clock, Matthew Kingford with us has a big matchup down in Kalama, the 2B level. They host Onalaska. Onalaska, always tough. In fact, that's a rematch of the 2019 state championship game, Onalaska and Kalama, tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We'll have those for you tomorrow as well. Till next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time here on the Eli and the NFHS Sports Networks.
Thank you for watching and subscribing to the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. Remember, a portion of your subscription goes back to the schools. We can't wait to see you again, right here for the best in high school sports live action. The Eli Sports Network.